uncomfortable. You will begin to feel like you're being stretched beyond your limits. The things you once held dear might start slipping away. Old patterns will break, relationships will shift, and your world may begin to feel disorienting. But understand this, it is precisely in these moments of discomfort that God is working in you, refining you and preparing you for what's ahead. When God is about to give you something big, He doesn't just drop it into your lap. No, He prepares you for it. And often that preparation looks like a season of pruning, of stripping away what's unnecessary in your life so that you can carry the weight of the blessings He's about to pour into your hands. You may not understand it at the time, but the pain, the struggle, the loss, it's all part of the process. Just as a tree needs to be pruned to bear more fruit, you need to go through a process of personal refinement to handle the greatness that is on the way during this season. You will experience tests of patience, faith, and endurance. You will feel discouraged at times, wondering if the promise of something better is ever going to come to pass. But remember this, God doesn't test you to break you. He tests you to build you. He allows you to go through these challenges because He knows you are capable of overcoming them. He believes in you even when you don't believe in yourself. This period of waiting, of feeling like you're stuck, is not wasted time. God is teaching you the virtues of patience, trust, and reliance on Him. If you think about the greatest stories of success, whether in the Bible or in modern times, you will see a pattern. They are always preceded by a season of waiting, of preparation, and often of hardship. David, before he became king, spent years in the wilderness, being chased by Saul, facing rejection, and yet he was being shaped into a leader who would carry the nation to victory. Joseph was sold into slavery, imprisoned and forgotten, but all of these challenges were shaping him into the second in command of Egypt. The greatest leaders were not made in times of comfort. They were forged in the fire of adversity. When God is about to give you something big, He will remove certain things and people from your life. You might wonder why certain doors are closing or why opportunities seem to be slipping through your fingers. But in those moments, you must trust that God knows what's best for you. He is removing the
distractions, the people who might weigh you down, and the circumstances that could prevent you from walking into the fullness of your destiny. You may feel lonely, you may feel abandoned, but in that solitude, God is preparing you to step into a future that requires your full attention, your full heart, and your full trust. Another sign that God is about to give you something big is when you begin to feel a stirring in your spirit, a desire for something more. This stirring might come as a longing for
something greater, something beyond your current circumstances. It's that deep, unshakable knowing that you're meant for more than what you're experiencing right now. And even though you might not know what that more is, you can feel, you sense the shift. It's like standing on the edge of a new chapter in your life where everything is about to change. That stirring, that discomfort is a sign that God is preparing your heart for His plan. You will also notice that when God is about to give you something big, the things that once satisfied, you will no longer have the same impact. What once brought you peace may now feel empty. The things you thought you wanted may begin to lose their appeal because God is preparing you for something that will satisfy your soul in a way nothing else ever could. He's shifting your desires to align with His will for your life. The things that once felt important will fade into the background, and the things that really matter, purpose, passion, calling, will come into sharp focus in these moments. It's important to hold on to your faith even when you can't see the outcome. God is a God of timing, and His timing is always perfect. What you may not realize in the moment is that the very struggles you face are preparing you for a greater purpose. They are the training ground for the person you must become in order to handle the greatness He's about to give you. If you can endure this season with patience and trust, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready for the blessing that is on the other side. Lastly, when God is about to give you something big, He will give you the strength and wisdom you need, but He will also challenge you to act. Faith without works is dead, and God will require you to take steps forward, even when it seems like nothing is happening. This is where your obedience comes in. Step out in faith, even if you don't have all the answers, even if the path ahead is unclear. God will not bless your hesitation, but He will bless your obedience. He honors those who trust in His timing and take action in alignment with His will. So when you are facing difficulty, uncertainty, and discomfort, don't be disheartened. These are signs that God is about to give you something big. Embrace the preparation, trust in the process, and walk boldly into the future that He is preparing for you. His blessings are coming, and when they do, you will be ready to carry them with grace, wisdom, and strength. When God is preparing to bless you with something significant, the journey often begins with a series of challenges, struggles, and hardships. This is not by accident. In fact, it's a crucial part of His divine plan. The process of receiving something big is never smooth or free from difficulty. It's important to understand that during these moments of struggle, God isn't trying to break you down, but rather to build you up in ways that are necessary for the greatness that's ahead. Struggles and discomforts are not signs of divine abandonment. Instead, they are signs of divine preparation, much like an athlete who must endure rigorous training before stepping onto the field, or an artist who spends countless hours honing their craft before showcasing their work. We must be refined through trials before we can truly handle the blessings that God has set before us. These trials, whether they come in the form of personal loss, financial difficulty, relational strife, or personal doubt, are not meant to defeat us. They are meant to shape us into the person we need to become in order to walk in the fullness.
When God is about to give you something big, it's never in the way you expect. The path to greatness is often paved with struggles, challenges, and moments of profound uncertainty. You see, in life, there are no shortcuts to success, and there are no easy paths to the dreams you hold in your heart. But when God is preparing to bless you, He doesn't just hand it to you. Instead, He transforms you into the person who can handle the weight of that blessing. And this transformation is often
of God's plan, just as gold is refined in fire. Your character, your strength, and your faith are refined in the fires of life's trials. You may feel the heat of the challenges, and at times it may seem unbearable, but it is in those moments when everything seems impossible that God is molding you into someone who can not only endure but thrive in the greatness He's preparing for you. The discomfort you feel today is a reflection of the greatness that is just around the corner. Think of it as the pressure that forms diamonds when you feel like you can't go on, when the weight of the world seems too much to bear. Remember this: you are being prepared for something far beyond what you can see right now. The struggles are not random, they are purposeful. They are helping you develop resilience, patience, and persevere. These are all qualities that you will need when the blessings begin to flow into your life. Many times we want to avoid hardship. We pray for ease for the smooth road and for our dreams to come true without the struggle. But if we were to receive everything we want without the preparation, we wouldn't be ready for it. The blessings God has for you require a person who can handle them, and that person is forged through challenges. Without going through the refining process, you wouldn't have the character to sustain the gift. We often look at the end result, the success, the blessings, but forget that those things come with a price, and that price is not measured in money, but in faith, character, and the willingness to endure when things get tough. Moreover, these trials don't just test our strength. They build our faith when we face challenges that seem insurmountable. It forces us to rely not on our own abilities, but on God's strength and guidance in the middle of struggle. We learn to trust Him more deeply, to lean on Him when we can't stand on our own. This trust is what prepares us to steward the blessings that He will eventually give us. Without trust, we would squander what He gives, but through the struggles He teaches us to rely on Him, fully knowing that He is the source of our strength and provision in every challenge. God is refining you for something bigger. The moment you are in right now, no matter how hard it may seem, is a stepping stone to something great. The discomfort is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that God is building you up. When the blessing finally comes, when the doors open, when the promise is fulfilled, you will be equipped to carry it, to manage it, and to honor God with it in ways you never could have before. So do not despise the struggle. Do not curse the discomfort. Embrace it, because in the end you will see that it was all part of the process that has led you to a place where you are more prepared, more capable, and more blessed than you ever imagined. As God prepares to bless you with something extraordinary, He often begins by pruning your life, removing things, people, and situations that no longer align with the purpose has set before you. You may find that during certain seasons you experience unexpected losses. Relationships may fade away, or opportunities you once thought were vital may come to an abrupt end. At first, it can be disheartening. It can feel like you're being abandoned or that you're losing everything. But what if I told you that these changes are not signs of rejection, but rather signs of God's greater plan unfolding? Pruning is a natural and necessary process for growth. Think about a gardener tending to a vine or tree in order for it to grow stronger, produce more fruit, and flourish. The gardener must carefully cut away the dead or overgrown branches. This doesn't mean the plant is being harmed. It's being prepared for greater fruitfulness. Similarly, God prunes your life to make you stronger and to make room for new growth. The things and people that were once in your life may no longer be able to go with you on the journey to the next level of your destiny. God allows certain things to be removed so that you can receive the new blessings He has in store for you. It's important to recognize that these losses, though painful, are not the end of your story. Instead, they are part of God's strategic plan to make you ready for what's to come. You see, God knows the future in ways we cannot. He sees the opportunities, the challenges, and the people who are destined to be a part of your journey in the next season of your life. Some relationships or situations may have served their purpose, but they are not meant to follow you into the next chapter of your life, as painful as it is. Sometimes God has to cut away the things that are holding you back from stepping into your divine purpose. This process isn't about rejection, it's about elevation. Think of the things in your life as baggage. If you're carrying too much weight, you can't move freely, and you certainly can't run your race at the pace you're meant to. Pruning and the removal of distractions are a way for God to lighten your load and make you more focused. It's about clearing your path so that you can move forward with clarity and purpose. The people or circumstances
that were once part of your life may no longer serve the vision God has for you. If you are surrounded by the wrong people or trapped in the wrong situations, you can't step into your God-given purpose fully when God removes something or someone from your life. It's a sign that He is making room for something better. It may be difficult to understand this at first, especially when it feels like you're being left with less than what you had before, but trust that God knows exactly what you need.
Require time. But the blessings that come after the pruning process are worth the wait. You will discover that what you thought was a loss was actually a divine arrangement, a necessary shift to align you with the greater plan God has for you. God is not in the business of taking things from us just to leave us empty. His plan is always to give us more than we can ask for or imagine. But first, He must remove the excess, the distractions, the dead weight, so that we can fully embrace the relationships, opportunities, or things He's removing were never meant to be permanent fixtures in your life. He has something better for you on the horizon. But first, you have to make space for it. Sometimes we hold on to things or people because we fear what's on the other side of letting go. You don't want to face the unknown, but remember, God will never remove something from your life without replacing it with something better. It might not be immediately obvious, and it might be what He has for us. So when you find that God is pruning your life, remember life for something extraordinary. There will be times in life when the road ahead seems uncertain, when the path you thought you were walking suddenly becomes unclear and the future appears shrouded in fog. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost, confused, or even discouraged. You may find yourself questioning whether you're on the right track or if you're going to make it through the challenges that lie ahead. But I want to remind you of something deeply important. It's a sign that He's preparing you for something greater. It's not about loss, it's about making space for what's coming next in these seasons of change. Let go with trust and faith. Trust that every loss is a gain. Every removal is a divine rearrangement. God's purpose for you is far too important for you to stay surrounded by anything that might hinder your growth. Trust in His plan and know that He is creating room in your